Welcome to part 3 of my stickman animation tutorials. I'm going to be showing you how to kind of morph this guy into a little pile of dirt and then make it look like grass is growing out of it, out of the soil. So anyways, I'll get started here. Before that, I just want to show you a few things from the part 2 that you might want to change, or kind of, it's up to you. But anyways, the first thing is you'll notice my spike ball. If I preview this, you'll notice that, I'm not sure if you can see it there, but let's see, if I go into the spike ball spin movie clip, you can see that my reflection is actually transparent. To make it transparent, you just click on it, and then you change the alpha, or you turn the alpha down, and to get this color panel, just go Window, Color, and make sure that's checked. Anyways, that's the one thing. The other thing is, you'll notice I have, sorry, I was going to show you this later. Anyways, the other thing you will also notice here is this spike ball 1. I've changed this name to spike ball graphic, and it doesn't have the movie clip symbol because I've changed it to a graphic, because you see, I wasn't really sure whether we were going to be animating that or not. And then I decided to add the reflection, so we ended up bringing the this movie clip into another movie clip and animating it. But yeah, had I known, we would have chosen a graphic instead. Basically, there are some advantages of graphics. I'm not going to go into explaining them right now. But if you're not going to be animating it, like you see right here, there's no animation up here, so it's best just to change it to a graphic. To do that, just right-click on it, Properties, and then you can change it to a whatever you want, graphic, and OK. This one here you want to keep as a movie clip because there is an animation going on in it. And I think that's it. So, anyways, let's see. To get started here, we're going to be using something called a shape tween. It's a pretty cool feature in Flash and pretty powerful too. Anyways, at the end here, we just want to extend all these frames out. Or actually, no, we don't want to extend them out yet. But what we're going to do is add a keyframe to the stickman layer, so F6, and then we'll just click off everything and extend them out about a second, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 frames, and then we're going to right click and create shape tween. And by the way, we can remove this tween that's not being used right here. Just right click and remove tween, because you'll see in a minute, it's good to just remove any unused tweens. Just keeps it a lot cleaner looking, and you'll see in a second that we'll have to do that because yeah, it's kind of necessary. So anyways, what we want to do now is create a keyframe at the end here, so F6. Now you'll see we have our stickman. At the end here, we'll just delete him, so backspace or delete on your keyboard, and we can turn the onion skin on, drag this back so that we can see the faded out version of our stickman, like that. And now what we can do is we can just take our paintbrush tool, select kind of a dirt color. Let's see, that's probably a pretty good color. And we want to make sure we turn the alpha back up. Make sure it's at 100, or else, because we don't really want transparent dirt. So that looks pretty good. Make it a nice big paintbrush size and just draw in some dirt. That's probably pretty good, and you'll notice when I release my brush, it kind of adds this weird stuff in here, and that's because if we turn the onion skin off, you can see what it's actually doing. This is what's so cool about this. It's actually kind of morphing him into this pile of dirt, and since we have the onion skin on, it's kind of making a faded out version of each of those frames and kind of layering them yeah, so that we can see what's going on. You can turn the onion skin off. We won't really need that. And choose a smaller paintbrush size and a darker brown color. We can just draw some little specks in our dirt. There we go. So now you'll see when it morphs, his shape morphs into the dirt, and yeah, you can see it's pretty cool there. And now we want to make it look like grass is growing out of that. We could kind of make a grass layer and have it kind of slowly move up behind the dirt. But we're going to use this same morphing technique, so we'll just extend it out with F5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, create a keyframe, F6, And as you can see here, okay, actually this is pretty good, but I know sometimes, even though this shape tween isn't being used, sometimes what will happen is some of these dots will change position. So anyways, if that's happening, you just want to right click and remove tween. And then we can create, let's see, then we'll create 15 more frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoop. Click off everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. F6. And there we go. So now we can just draw in some grass, a green color, and maybe a smaller paintbrush size, and we'll just draw some grass here. So that looks pretty good, and you can see it's kind of a nice, we have a nice morph. You can morph from just a pile of dirt, kind of shifts around, and it kind of looks like grass is starting to grow there. You can see I don't really like how the dirt moves out of the way, but what am I going to do about that? I'm not going to go to the work to try and remedy that. I'm happy with that. So anyways, that's pretty good for that. And then you could do the same thing if you want to have a tree grow out of the grow out of the grass. What you might want to do is extend it 15 more frames, draw kind of the stump of the tree, 15 more, and then just slowly have the tree come up, because if you have the tree come up all of a sudden, it might be too big of a change. These are fairly small changes we're having here, as you can see. But anyways, that's kind of basically how to use the shape tween. And as you can see, the shape tween works for color as well. Our grass starts off the dirt color and slowly changes to that bright shade of green. So anyways, that's that. Now I'll just show you quickly a few ways to add text. Let's create a new layer and name this layer text. Looks pretty good. It's a blank layer, as you can see. So let's start our text right here, and we're going to say 2 years later. So basically, let's create a keyframe, F6, and just take our paintbrush and choose a black color and a slightly larger brush, and we'll just write in here, see, not very good at writing with my mouse, but that'll just have to do. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to use the same technique we used for our stickman morphing to morph this text over to, say, 6 months later when the grass grows out, because grass doesn't take 2 years to grow. Probably doesn't even take 6 months, but what the heck. So anyways, here we're going to create another keyframe right here, and create another keyframe right here. And then actually we'll just undo that, right click, create shape tween, and then we'll create our keyframe. There we go. And then we want to just remove this stuff at the end, remove tween, and then go right here and select everything, delete, and then we can just, I'm not going to use the onion skin for this, and let's see, 6. So you can see it kind of morphs from 2 years later to 6 months later. It's a pretty good effect, kind of black and white in there. Anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much a basic way to add text. And then if you don't like the morphing, you don't have to use it. You can just kind of have it jump from, if you want to just have the text jump from one set of words to another, you can just create another keyframe, and then just right here you can just delete your text and write what you want to write in there, and it'll change. If you want your text to undo that. If you want your text to fade out, what you can do is you can just create another shape tween. So we'll just hit F6 right here and create a shape tween, create a keyframe at the end here, and then all we're going to do is adjust the alpha. Should automatically be selected. Just turn the alpha all the way down to 0, and then you'll see it will fade out. Right? So that worked pretty well. Let's preview that and see how it looks. So he trips over it. Have our text kind of morphs, and then our text fades out at the end. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's a pretty lame stickman animation, but I just thought it's good because you got to see how movie clips work. Graphics are pretty simple. And yeah, showed you different types of tweens and kind of basically how to add text. And by the way, if you want to add actual text, there's a text tool up here that you can use. But anyways, yeah, there's a text tool up here that you can use to actually add real text. Not sure what's happening there. Oh. Okay, anyway, so that's that. I'll actually show you one other cool text effect you can do. Actually, I'm going to save that for another tutorial because it might take a little while. So I'll post another tutorial on that. The other thing I'll show you here, this is an animation that is it's a work in progress. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it up, but you can just see how many keyframes I have here. And basically, here, I'll preview it and you can see how it looks. And then the second guy comes in, he's going to give it a try. Kind of jumps across there. Oh, not quite far enough. And then the second guy comes in, and oh, he has an idea. And then it starts over. Thinking I might give him a jetpack or something. He'll go back and grab a jetpack, something like that. So, anyways, just thought I'd show you that. By the way, MXE stands for Most Extreme Elimination. I just thought, you know, that, not sure if you've ever seen the TV show. Thought I'd kind of do an exaggerated version of that with kind of rolling spikes. Because stickmen are pretty durable, and you have lots of them, you can just make more if they die. So, anyways, hope that's that. Yeah, I'll make another tutorial showing you kind of a cool text effect you can do, and then I might make another one showing you how you can add some sound effects. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more tutorials.